Kelly and Blake bicker. John wins the night, and we have our first transgender contestant. And guys, this one is epic. This is the Voice After Show, Season 17, Episode 3 and 4.
I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's like a little drop in there. I like that.
It was like,
yes.
It dropped it low, just
drop it,
right
drop
then.
It, drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it.
Hey. Hey, what is up, everybody? This is the Voice After Show. I am so excited to be with you guys this season, and we have got a season on us already. But I want to introduce my co-host, Nima. She's a singer-songwriter. She was on the panel last year, and this is going to be a great one with us, too. Give it up for Nima.
Hey, what's up, y'all? That's me. That's me.
And my name's Rachel. I'm so excited to be with you. I'm a singer as well, actress, reality star, I guess you could say, on Big Brother. So excited to talk The Voice with you. And we have got some not steamy, but we've got a great special segment.
Oh, no, it was definitely steamy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, steam is good.
We got a steamy special segment coming up for you. It's so cool. So you want to stick around for that. We've got our predictions and we've got our news and gossip. So you're going to want to stay tuned for that. But I want to just shoot it over to you, Nima, and get your overall thoughts on these episodes.
So, I mean, watching The Voice before and now, like, it's so funny because you have to get like a new feeling and a new vibe, a new whole understanding of this whole new contestant. So this one was a little different. The very, very first one last week was amazing. I feel like it was a little slower this time, so I had to kind of look a little bit more, kind of had to listen a little bit more to some of the contestants. But it was a great show. I felt like it went kind of slow, but there were a lot of great acts this time.
I agree with you. I felt like there were some acts I was just not as enthusiastic about. I definitely felt like the hour-long episode, the one tonight, was better than last night's episode.
Last night's episode, no offense, and I love The Voice, I just kind of feel like it was dragging a little bit, you know? But again, it's the blind audition, so you have to kind of get through that part. Sometimes it's just, they have to go through the whole scenario of giving everybody the opportunity. And then again, we know these shows are also not just for, them singing, but it's also for the stories. I mean, there were so many heartfelt stories, from, the mommy, the daddies, to the transgender. I'm pretty sure we're going to talk about that a little bit later in the show, which was absolutely amazing to me. So yeah, The Voice is not just about the voice, but it's about the stories.
It's always about the stories. I just did America's Got Talent, so I've seen some stories, but let's get right into our first contestant, and this was Mendeleev, who had the very, very long name that I refused to even try and attempt. I kind of wanted to pause it and just come on here and say the entire name.
It was like literally every big name that you can think. It was like Jacob Joseph, Andre, Anthony,
Pythagoras,
Henry,
Mendeleev, Henry of the fourth, of the third.
Mendeleev.
But this was a 4-chair turn. Team John, and he sang North Country Road. Give me your overall thoughts on Mendeleev.
Now, again, like I said before, The Voice is very primarily a lot about the stories. And the biggest thing I think that really caught us into understanding why he got that 4-chair turn is the emotion behind why he was singing. Knowing that his mother died of cancer and, you know, she was such a big part of his life. And the song, Girl from the North Country, I felt like it really came from a very real place for him. And we felt like he was really singing that song about his mother. And I think that that's the reason why he definitely got a 4-chair turn, because it just wasn't about his voice. I mean, the tone, the cadence was very great. He had a very deep baritone tenor voice, and he used it very well. A lot of times in The Voice, you normally see the singer try to get to that high pitch, and they want to thrill you with the high pitch, but it was really about him taking that moment for you to feel like the deepness and like the depth of his voice, which I think that he did an absolutely amazing job. That's why he got a 4-chair turn. But not to mention, Kelly compared his voice to a nice glass of Pinot Noir.
Ooh, yes.
So I was like, listen.
No, when I heard his voice, I was like, She also was saying, just so like a warm blanket just wrapped
absolutely.
around me. I just wanted to be in a cabin in the woods with him,
right,
and have his guitar out and him just like sing to me with that glass of Pinot Noir.
Yes,
and exactly what you said. He had such a rich tone about him, which John commented on, and a storyteller, which is very big as a singer as well. As
right.
you know, we both are singers. I remember when I was in musical theater and I had an entire class dedicated to not just singing the song, but telling the story.
Yes.
So he was amazing, told a beautiful story. Another singer that came up next who told us a story, country singer Jake Hoots, who sang When It Rains, It Pours. I'll go in right now and just say what I think of. I said, great sound, but I don't know how you felt, but I feel like I've heard him before.
Yeah, I mean, of course, I feel like sometimes the voice seems to be a very primary country, a
lot of country people last year.
A lot of country people last year. And I feel like the voice has a lot of country singers, which is interesting because I'm like, why don't they just start the country music show, which I think they have one.
There is a country music show, but I don't know if it was renewed for a second season.
Right. But I mean, Jake Hoots did a very, very great job. And yes, he had a great voice, but honestly, I kind of felt like I was at like a country concert. Like I felt like he gave me that very concert sound. And then again, you're right. He didn't really sound like anybody different than what I've heard before. He sounded, just very, very traditional. But I do think that he did a great job. And you know what? He's Team Kelly. So what can we say?
I know. And I love Team Kelly. And Blake, do you think Blake really thought he was blocked? Or do you think he was just putting that on just to make him feel better?
Well, I mean, we kind of mention it, but Blake and Kelly have been fighting for some amazing, for some crazy reason. But no, I don't think so. I just think that Blake was just, Blake is just different. Sometimes he's just in his head and we're like, Blake, what are you talking about? What are you thinking? What are you saying? So I just think that Blake was just having a moment. He was having a Blake moment.
He was just having his Blake moment.
Not a blink, but a Blake moment.
Yeah, I loved him, but I'm curious. I want to see more of him because when it comes to country music, sometimes I feel like I've heard the same thing over and over and over again.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see more of him as he goes on, see how far he can get. He was only a one-chair turn, so I don't know in the past. I'm just comparing to last season's how far like one-chair turners go versus four-chair turners.
It's all about, at some point, it's all about song choice. So right now, you're just having to prove that you can do it. Now the next competition is going to be song choice and how you can really carry that song. So, let's see. I don't know. I mean, listen, we can all vote later.
Yep. Our next artist, and
my God,
and someone that I know that you love, and someone that was definitely original tonight. A three-chair turn. Gwen, John, and Blake singing "Just My Imagination."
Once again,
running away from me. Yeah.
Listen, we are actually
yes.
Okay. This is the voice, guys. Okay?
Yeah, the voice has arrived. Thank you.
Yes.
So, Gwen, John, and Blake. This was a very surprising choice for me. Team Gwen. He chose Gwen. She put up a good fight though, but I'll let you take it away because you love this artist. So go ahead, take it away.
I loved this guy because he was so full. I mean, the biggest thing about an artist is when they can take a song that's already been sung and they can put their own spunk and their own style to it. And that's exactly what Calvin did. He sung the legendary Imagination song by The Temptations, but he took a little spin. A lot of times when singers get on stage, everybody does this. I don't care what genre you sing. Everybody wants to run, right? Everybody wants to get up there and run, which is totally good.
Yeah.
But I love the fact that he was very soulful and his tone was so rich and perfect. But he had a lot of control in his voice, and he waited to the very end to let you know that, oh yeah, by the way, yeah, I can run too. But I just love the cadence, and like he paced the song out very, very right. So that, everybody felt the emotion behind what he was singing. He was very confident, and so I really loved him. Although he did not choose John, which I felt like it just would have been right or not right. I feel like it just would have been not so much coincidental for him to choose John.
It was too.
It just seemed like, oh yeah, I'm going to choose John. Like it was just expected. But I mean, I think the reason why he chose Gwen is because she said that you have a voice that can carry over different genres. And,
okay, yeah.
You know, again, it makes sense for him to choose John because, you know, they both come from the same background. You know, the guy said that this is his first time singing on stage outside of the church, and he wants to start singing secular music.
Yeah.
Which that's the same story for John Legend. He grew up in the church, you know, and then, you know, now he's singing secular music. So I think that it was so safe for him to go with John.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And again, you know, like he said he wanted to be an artist. So a true artist doesn't want to stick to one genre. Like, you want to be able to blend.
Exactly.
So I think that's the reason why he chose Gwen. And first of all, Gwen has this amazing sales pitch. Like,
oh, yeah.
Listen, like, if I had to choose somebody to be on my team, listen, Gwen is letting everybody know, especially John, that she's here to win. So
she definitely is. Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with you on a lot of points that you said. I also think Gwen's using this whole personality thing in her favor, too. She's like, John don't got a personality. Look at me. I have all the personality. Look what I'm wearing. I can get you to where you need to be. But yeah, her sales pitch, but she's definitely been using this personality thing a lot.
She's first of all, she got Blake. So,
yeah.
Listen, the girl has skills.
Yeah. And I also thought it was interesting, Blake was pushing for John more than he was for Gwen, because when Blake turned around, he said it was like buying it. He said, I turned around because it was like buying a ticket to your show. I want you to go on to be a star and have a hit album with John is what he had said, because I think you're going to choose John. He didn't even really fight for him.
Right.
But Gwen fought.
She did.
And John, and I just felt, I was
She's
like, Blake,
my kind of girl.
Yeah, I was like, Blake, why are you throwing your girl under the bus right now?
I mean, it was kind of like, and we're probably going to this later, it was kind of like when John turned around for that country singer, and he just didn't even really push. He was like, well, I know a lot of country singers. Number one, Blake Shelton. Like, so he knew. I mean, John has a little bit of information in country, but he just, you know, like, when a person doesn't really know a genre, I feel like they're not as confident. So I feel that's the reason why Blake did that. But again, you know,
I agree with you.
It's a battle.
Yes, exactly. But something I think that we're probably in agreement on, someone that we really liked, and I know the judges really liked too, was Josie Jones, who sang Men in Mascara, 16 years old, Alabama girl. She was so cute when she started talking to.
Oh, yes, she was. She sung the song Men in Mascara.
Yeah, and she had her braces on.
Yes,
I said, get out of here.
Oh, my
goodness. Get out of here with your braces right now. But stay, because you're one of my favorites.
Yes.
So, only a 2-chair turn, which I was surprised by. I would have thought she would have had maybe a 3-chair turn.
Because, again, like, we're looking at the fact that we're choosing them because they're good, but we also have to understand that the judges are choosing them based upon
what do they already have.
Who they already have, you know, like, who do they need, right? Because they have to make sure that like they have a blend, and if they already have somebody in, you know, in that pocket that has like the same sound, then it's like they're kind of working against themselves. Which John did that last season. But, you know, you have to be careful.
Well, ultimately, she ended up being Tim, not Tim, sorry.
Okay.
Team Blake. Gwen said she was like a little baby Stevie Nicks. Definitely heard that. John was saying gorgeous tone, and you really commanded the room. Blake said you hit those big notes, and the vibrato went away. I wrote down she was just the cutest little thing. I'm curious, I don't know if you can remember, like, back to her vibrato. I don't know. I said vibrato, maybe she needs more control with it. I felt like it was a little all over the place. A little bit. But I'm just curious, and maybe that's just with age, but I am so curious to see more of her. She was one of my favorites of the night.
She's one of my favorites too. I mean, she was so impressionable. I think what it was, like, with her sound, to me, even though, of course, it's country, but to me, I felt like she kind of crossed genres, like, with her sound.
Yeah.
I feel like she can go classical, she can go pop. I liked her.
Yeah. And I loved her personality, too.
She was super cool.
She had a lot of personality.
I'm from Alabama. And I love my family.
Well, unfortunately, our next contestant, it didn't go as well for him as it did for Josie, and that was Johnny Sanchez, who sang 7 Spanish Angels. I just wrote down kind of pitchy, but a country tone. And John had said, you know, we just needed to see more confidence and control of you. It's weird how when you're turned around like that, I mean, they can't even see you, and he could already point out the confidence that he was lacking in his voice.
Yeah, because you can hear it. It's an emotion.
Exactly. What did you... thoughts on him?
I literally put he had a really deep country voice.
Yeah, it just there wasn't much to talk about, but this season, I know in last season they did
Right.
bring back a lot of people.
Which I would like to talk about was Maylin. Listen, I love her.
I love her
She was
too.
Team Legend. She was walking around encouraging people, hugging them, telling them, "Oh my God, you're going to do such a great job." I
love
mean,
her.
what a way to come back and just really encourage some of the other contestants. So shout out to Maylin.
Yeah, she was definitely one of my favorites last
'cause
season.
it's like-
And my favorite, you could not go for, she was supposed to be the winner.
Yeah, because it's like it doesn't matter what song she got, like she sung it, and I was just like, oh, first of all, she's from Texas, Texas girls, yeah,
Yeah, shout out. My roommate, she's a singer as well, and she actually knew her. She was
Shut
like,
up.
she's like, oh, I know her. I know her voice teacher. I used to train with her voice teacher when I lived in New York.
Who was her voice teacher? We need to
I
shout
know,
out her
right?
voice
I was
teacher.
like, where you be? I was like, I need your help.
Listen.
Well, we had our first 4-chair turn with our next contestant, who was Mary Beth Byrne.
Second chairs.
2 chairs?
No, because remember,
Because
the hippie guy. I'm sorry, I forgot his name. Mendel.
Oh, he is. Sorry. Yes.
Right, he was
You're
the
right.
first.
The first.
So now she's the second.
Yes, we got her second. Thanks,
Yes.
girl. She's got my back.
I
She
got
knows.
you.
Yep,
I got your back, girl.
It's called a team effort there. So we had our second chair turn. She sang "Angel" from. Was it "Angel" from Montgomery?
Yes.
Yes. So 4-chair
it's a
turn.
difference.
Ended up going with Team John.
Yes.
Kelly blocked Blake.
She sure did.
So give me your thoughts on Mary Beth.
Mary Beth reminds me so much of like Kelly Clarkson with a little Demi Lovato mixed together. I absolutely adore her. I think she has such an angelic voice. And I remember when she was talking to Maylin, Maylin asked her, like, how do you feel? She's like, I don't feel anything. So Maylin was like, that's perfect. That means that you're ready to go out. So, she was confident. Like, she knew exactly like what she wanted to give to the song. She had a motion, pitch. Her voice was beautiful. So I think she may be one of our stars.
Yeah, I actually, it's funny that they had Maylin talking to her.
Yeah,
because they have
they're trying to reveal something.
Yeah. But it's like they kind of
the
similar
style, too.
voices and style.
Absolutely.
And look at her. It just seemed like she had a lot of control of her voice, just like Maylin did, and that's why we loved her so much.
For sure.
So she's definitely one to look out for, and I agree, probably going to be one of the breakout stars of the season, and going very far, for sure.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, our next contestant who didn't go very far, and that was Tamika singing.
I really liked her, though. Like, here's the thing about Tamika. She sung the song, You Got Me, which is The Roots and Erykah Badu. Mm-hmm. I love the fact she really went out there to be authentic, which is great, right? Mm-hmm. However, I feel like she was almost in like the wrong contest. Yeah. I felt like this should have been like a cypher contest, because she was definitely going hard, like on the rap version. Like, she was really hitting it. But as far as the vocals, I feel like she focused more on, the flow and like, the cadence of like, the rap versus than her being strong on her vocals. Like, her vocals were not as strong
as her rapping,
and
for sure.
It is the voice, which of course, like, you can kind of cross genres or whatever, but I feel like the biggest thing about the voice is that you have to have a voice. And I think that that's something that she did. She didn't choose the right song that captured her voice. And again, it to me, it just seems like she's more of a rapper.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. She did hit a nice note at the end. She showed a little bit of her range, a little bit right at the end, but it wasn't as strong and impactful as I wanted it to be.
No.
I could definitely see her maybe being called back to come back. I don't know. Do you think that she would be called back to do the second chance round?
What's so interesting is, when do they do that callback? Do they do that callback after they finish the blind auditions?
Yeah, I'm not 100%. That's going to be something that we'll have to.
I feel like they did it like sooner in like the last season, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't really know. I just kind of feel like her no, because her voice needs to be stronger.
Yeah, I agree with you.
She had a nice voice, but it wasn't like. We haven't got to the other girl. Enjoy.
Oh yeah,
we're gonna talk about her.
She okay. Never mind. She probably won't be because it's too similar. No. What did you think in comparison to Kim last year?
That's right. Whenever she first started, I was like, but Kim. Yo, listen.
Did you think Kim had a really great voice?
Kim had a great voice.
Yeah.
But Kim also has stage presence. You know what I mean?
That's
and at
very
the end of
true.
the day, like,
she was
when you
breaking it down.
When you have stage presence, like your voice, whatever you do, like as long as you can really capture the audience and allow them to feel what you're saying, it doesn't really matter. I feel like Yeah.
I agree.
That's what I feel.
I agree.
You basically have to show your artistic ability. And I think, hers was really showing more on the rap side than it was on the singing side.
I agree.
She was cool, though. I like her.
Yeah. Well, another contestant that I believe that you loved is it Korea Brown?
Yes.
Korea Brown, who sang Free Fallin'.
That's my favorite song. It's one of my favorite Jermaine songs.
I mean, oops. I believe what I loved about it, Free Fallin' is, like you said, like such a great song. Yes. I thought it was a perfect song choice. Gwen and Blake both turned, but in the end, the girl won out. Team Gwen. What are your thoughts on her?
Oh my God. This young lady, first of all, her story of course she's from Las Vegas, and she said that she was very touched by the shooting that happened with the 91 people in Vegas, that she wrote a song. Which today is the
anniversary for that.
Right.
Yeah.
And she wrote a song which ended up going viral, and she really encouraged a lot of the people. That was the first thing for me. But then to hear her come out here and sing this song, there's something so beautiful about a singer when they just sing a song and it's so soft and so whispery, and it just kind of puts you in that very soothing mode. Like, I love the way that she started off this song, that she gave you a picture, and like she allowed you to see the whole aspect of the song, because the song is very, very beautiful. And I love the way that John Mayer sings it, but she put her different twist. She didn't sound like John. It was like a blues, jazz, R&B, rock. It was everything all together. And that's what I love about this young lady. And of course, she's very, very young. I did put her down as one of my favorites. And I think, honestly, she has the opportunity to be a star.
For sure.
That's just me.
Yeah, no, I loved her too. Korea. Okay, I was right. But anyways, no, Kiara. It's Kiara. All right. Kiara Brown. We got to get it right. We got to get it right for you, girl. So
yes,
we're in here at AfterBuzz. We make sure we get that stuff right. So yes, I wrote down. I thought she had beautiful, easy runs. I loved her falsetto, and she had a lot of style. Kelly and John said they didn't turn because they wanted to hear her belt that chorus. But it's free falling though. Like, that's the whole thing. There's supposed to be some type of freedom, and I think that freedom is not something that's always loud. It's just something that is, and there's like a stillness in freedom. And I think that she really captured the emotion of the song. For sure.
And not to get all deep, but I'm just being honest with you. Like, I just loved her emotion and
100%.
She's amazing. I like her.
And I lived in Vegas for 5 years, so I love her story, and I love what she did for the victims, and for everybody, for what happened on the anniversary today of what happened in Las Vegas.
It's crazy how that actually aired today.
I know.
But not to mention, Blake also said that he would be willing to lie about anything just to have her on his team.
Oh wow.
He said that about her, which I thought was funny. So listen, she's good because Blake loves him. Blake loves Gwen.
Well, yeah, she did an amazing job. So very, very excited to see what she's got coming up.
For sure.
Another contestant that we're very excited to see what's going to come of this young lady, and that's Melinda Rodriguez, who sang What a Wonderful World.
Yes.
Our two-chair turn, Kelly and Gwen. This ended up ultimately going to Team Kelly. I absolutely love this song. I love it so much. Another, again, I think a great song choice.
Right.
So give me your thoughts on her.
So I really like Melinda Rodriguez. I love the way that she sung the song A Wonderful World. It is I believe a song that's by a jazz singer, Louis Armstrong. And I just loved her touch on it. She had a very country feel, but she also had a classical voice, which we haven't really heard much classical voices here in The Voice. So I think that she's able to differentiate herself from all of the other artists here on the stage. I think she did a great job. However, just like Kelly said, she needs to work on her stage presence, and I think that that's something that Kelly has. So I think that her being on Team Kelly, that's really going to help her
100%.
20 times better. But I loved her. Yes.
Yeah, and I think Kelly really won too by comparing her sound to Eva Cassadee.
Oh yeah.
And again, and saying you have such a classic sound, and we can take that into the contemporary songs.
Yep.
So I mean, I like her. I wasn't necessarily incredibly blown away by her, but I am excited to see more of her.
It was that stage presence that we missed.
Yeah.
Because some people can have a really good voice and you're like, yeah, that person can sing. But if you don't feel anything, it's almost like they didn't even sing good.
Exactly. Well, I want to, before we get on to our next contestant, Nima, I want you to tell these AfterBuzzers how much we appreciate them.
Listen, first of all, guys, I like to thank you for allowing us to be the ESPN of TV Talk. If you are on YouTube right now, I need you to give us a thumbs up, but not just that, also subscribe. And on iTunes, we need to also give us a 5-star, but no matter what you do, give us a shout out, because the shout outs is what keeps us here. Myself, Rach, the AfterBuzz team, and everybody here, we would not be here without your support. So continue to keep supporting us, giving us a shout out, and watch all of our platforms.
Yes, girl. She said it right. I know. I love AfterBuzz, and I love the platform that they've given me. So definitely give us that thumbs up, those 5 stars. You guys are awesome, and we love you, and we'd love to hear from you. So make sure you comment below and let us know. So getting to our next contestant, we've got John Rizzo.
He was cute.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just wanted to say that. He's Italian. Listen, it's okay. I was like, he was cute. So yeah, that's what I wrote in my notes. He was cute.
He was cute. Well, unfortunately, he didn't go through.
No, he didn't.
He didn't go through. I was saying he was giving me a Kurt Cobain. I saw.
Oh my God! I thought I was the only person that heard that. I was like,
no.
How could you sound like Kurt? I felt like it was a 90s show.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, he gave me, again, I think that he has a great voice, but there wasn't any type of originality. Ooh, thank you.
Right at the same time. Yes.
Tongue twister. Yeah, he didn't really give me any originality, so I wasn't really moved by it, but
yeah,
he was cute.
Yeah, unfortunately, just sounded, like Kelly said, he just sounded a little much like Hootie and the Blowfish. Funny enough, I've worked in an impersonation show for 5 years.
Oh, cool.
So I'm I was a background singer, but I'm that type of person. I'll listen to a song and I'll sing it exactly like that person. So I probably would suck on this show, to be honest with you, because I for some reason, being in that impersonation show, I'll listen to a song and I'll try to sing it just like them.
I mean, Kelly actually made a statement, and she said that she tries not to sing Whitney Houston songs because she sounds a lot like her.
I said, okay.
Yeah, but I mean that's honest. It is very challenging to bring your own style to a song. If you can bring your own style to a song, then you're a great artist, you're a great singer. But even some of the greats still have a problem with doing that, so they just don't even do that.
Yeah, very true. Well, let's get to our last contestant of episode 3, and that was Callie Wilson, who sang Dreams, 3-chair turn, John Blake Gwen. And they left us with a cliffhanger on who exactly she was going to pick, which I don't know why they did that. I read an article too that said something about they didn't think that was like that much of a cliffhanger, because I don't know. I just wasn't very blown away by her.
That was kind of weird.
What's your opinion on her?
I like her. I liked her. I think her voice was very, very nice. She was very confident. Her tone was very different than any of the other artists. She kind of reminds me a little bit of like Malin Jarling. Like whenever you first heard Malin, it was just something different about her voice. So I think Callie is, a great singer. I think that she's going to bring something great to this contest.
100%. Yeah, she was great. I don't know. John, did say she had a beautiful tone and control of her voice, which I agree with. I just think the song is very like...
I know.
For me,
it was a little boring.
The song choice for me was not the best.
Right.
It fit her voice, but it's not the best. So.
But it did.
But it got
it
her
did what
through.
It was supposed to do.
And I'm, again, one of those contestants where what is she going to do in that next round? What is she going to do to get me to be a fan? So we have to
see a lot more from her.
Yeah, we got to see a lot more. Well, let's get right into episode 4. I think this was, and it started off with a bang.
Yes.
We came in. If y'all could have seen
Amazing.
us out here, we were
dancing and we're like, yes.
We were dancing all over the place
yes,
to Enjoy Fountain, singing 7 Rings by Ariana Grande. And she was amazing. She definitely was my favorite, my absolute favorite overall of both episodes.
Right.
I loved her range and the rapping. She was a 2-chair turn, but she ultimately went with Team Kelly, which is my girl. So what did you think?
I absolutely love Enjoy. I like the fact that her name is Enjoy because it fits her
very
personality.
Joyful.
Like she was very joyful. Of course, she told her song. Her story about her being on Rent, and she ended up flying out to Sweden and being on the cast for a while. But her vocals were fire. Like, amazing. She of course did the same thing. You know, she rapped and she sung. She did 7 Rings, but it's funny because I was thinking to myself, like, I don't remember Ariana Grande rapping in this song. So I was just like, I loved how she put her own style into her own spunk. You know, she got out there, she sung the song, and she also rapped it. So, you know, but not even that. Her vocals were fire. Like,
fire. She was belting all over the place.
Right, belting. Like, she gave us a lot of range, levels. I thought personally she's going to get a 4-chair turn, but it is what it is. Whatever, you know. She's Team Kelly, so...
Yep, she's going to prove all those 4-chair turners wrong.
Right.
And a 2-chair turner wins this show. Ooh. I don't know. Well, I don't know if that's a prediction or not.
Well, a 4-chair turn won last year,
that's very true.
Which was Maylin,
so we'll see.
Nobody could deny Maylin was.
Well, our next one was a 2-chair turn as well, which was Jordan Chase, 19 years old, from Florida, blues and soul. They kind of covered his face at first and had us, wondering, who is this? Because he definitely didn't look how he sounded.
He didn't.
Gwen turned first.
He was cute with the long hair.
Yes, he was very cute. What were your thoughts on him?
I liked him. He sung the song "Make Me Look Again." He had a very, very raspy voice, a bit of soul. It kind of took forever for them to show us who he was.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like, is it a star? Like, I think that they kind of wanted you to focus more on the way that he sounds, because once you saw him, you'll be like, oh, I would never imagine this guy to sing that kind of song.
No.
But, but I liked how, he sung the song. He was real cool with it, and it was, like, nice and mellow. And then at the end, he just came off with this run. I was like, wait, where did that come from?
Yeah. I hear you.
So, yeah, and then he also talked about, like, 11 months ago, he was on social media. He did a video and he went viral. How cool is that?
We got to find that video. We're going to bring that video to you.
Yes, we're going to bring that viral video.
Yeah, I'm excited. I don't know. We hear so many singers on this show.
Right.
And I really look for someone who really just stands out to me. And he was great, but he didn't stand out to me. But the next contestant definitely stood out to me. And that was what I teased up at the front. We have a transgender contestant, and not only that, but a twin.
Right.
So we have Dane and Stephanie, who are twins, but Dane was actually born as Dana. They're both 21 years old, and they sang Angela. Only a 2-chair turn. Is this our first duo? No, there was a duo last week. It's our second duo.
Yeah.
Ultimately went to Team John, which I think is great, since he talked about how he arranges choirs.
Right.
So I'm so excited for this duo.
Yeah, I mean, these twin girls were amazing. Of course, we hear their stories, so it just kind of gave us so much emotion to be able to like them. But they did a very good job in harmonizing. I think as a singer, it's very challenging to harmonize with with another singer, and I think that they really captured that. They connected, and I think it was at one point they weren't even looking at each other. And like they and they were singing and still be able to be in tune. Tone was great, everything. So I actually like these young girls. I'm going to be interested to see like how far they go. Of course, they're Team John, and John always picks the best.
Yes, he does.
I definitely do think that these young ladies have star quality. So just to see like their song selection is going to be interesting, because they already came out with a bang. So it's like, what else can they sing and actually sound good together?
Exactly.
So
and like I said, John said this was his first duo that he has had. I don't think he even had a duo last year.
No.
So I think he's going to work really incredibly hard for them.
Yeah. So
I'm excited to see more of them. What a beautiful story. I was tearing up because, I don't know, it just spoke to me. So I love them, and I'm excited to see how far they go. Our next contestant, James Violet, who sang Sweet Creature by Harry Styles. And he said in the top, people describe my vocals as very buttery. Well, he got 3-chair turn.
Yep.
Ended up being Team Gwen. So did you think he had buttery vocals?
I did, but I put that his tone is impeccable.
Okay. He
did a very, very good job. He's so I like his style. And it's cute to me because he was singing to Kelly the whole entire time. Like, he was really connecting with her. I think he's very, very different. He has a very different tone that we really haven't heard with any of the other contestants. He kind of gives me like a 90s feel, but whenever he sings, like, they're like some singers that they sing so well, you can't really put them in a genre. You're just like, they can sing.
Yep.
And to me, that's what he does. Like, I actually put that he was one of my favorites.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's a singer-songwriter too. So
There's a lot of singer-songwriters.
Yeah,
I mean,
so-
maybe is it going to be like a Songland and a
I know
the
we got
voice going
Songland up in
together?
here. Oh my gosh. I love Songland too, by
Yeah,
the way.
me too.
But did you watch American Idol last year by chance?
I did not.
Okay.
But tell me.
There was a contestant last year who was a singer-songwriter, Scary Pool Party. That's his Instagram name. But here,
Uh-oh.
if you look him up at all, or I'll show you when we get off the show, but very similar look and I don't know, vibe in my opinion. So that's what I wrote down because it reminded me of him and the most current thing in my mind. But I think he's going to do great, and I'm excited to see how much more what we're gonna see next of him.
Yes.
But our next contestant, we had Jordan McLaughlin. McLaughlin?
Yeah, McClaw.
Okay. Singing "Let Me Love You." No chairs.
Which is, I love that song. It's just one of those romantic songs where, like, when you're having a bad day and you just want to be serenaded and you just have like this cute guy that's just singing a song to you. That's what that was. And I love his voice. I feel like his voice was amazing. But again, just because you can sing, it doesn't mean that you can sing a song very well. And there's just like what John said, he did a good job, but he was all over the place.
Yes.
So he was singing the background vocals and the front vocals. It was just like he didn't really know. And it's so funny, like when these artists get up on stage, if you're not sure about what you're singing or what you're singing, it's going to show out in your singing.
Yep. And he had the one with the jacket, right? He had that jacket.
Yes,
which I love.
He said, "Well, I want to confuse the devil. That's why I wear
Oh, that was really funny. The enemy. I would have confused the enemy.
Hilarious.
He had a great personality.
He did.
Yeah, I agree. There was a lot of runs. He looked, as we talked about, he looked a little unsure of himself when he was on stage.
Right.
So
And that showed.
Again, the confidence, it shows. Even though they can't see you, it shows in that voice. And I felt that affected him. And he did need a little more discipline, a little all over the place, and more of a story, like John said. So unfortunately, he didn't make it through. But our next contestant and our last contestant of episode 4, and that was Preston Howe. And we ended with a 4-chair turn. 14 years old. Wow. And these judges were out for blood on this one. They were fighting.
They were like,
they said, ooh, 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 ooh. But
it's like Michael Bublé is my friend.
exactly.
Like,
I know Michael Bublé.
I have his number.
Well, I lived in the same town as Michael Bublé for like 5 months. So, but ultimately
Amazing.
went to Team John, which I don't think we were surprised by.
Come on, y'all.
Giving you that Frank Sinatra, Michael Bublé, Dean Martin
Team
vibes.
John last year.
So, well, I mean, what can we say? He's amazing.
He is. This young boy, again, he gave me all Michael Bublé vibes, Frank Sinatra, and whenever they told his story, that's what his dad.
Exactly.
We
We
he
said
grew
that
up on
before.
Dean Martin, all of that.
Exactly.
I mean, so this 14 years old and already showing us like he has the talent to just even be on a professional level. That's
14?
amazing. It's like you're starting at 14. Like, where do you go from here, right? Like when you're already that good, like how much better can you get? Which of course you can, but listen, I'm very interested to see because of course we heard his sound is very rich. But I don't think that we've heard anybody that has this type of sound, like this very Frank Sinatra, Michael Bublé.
I didn't see anyone from last season. There was nobody last season like
I don't think we've seen anyone at all, like in a really long time. So it's going to be interesting to see what he's going to bring to this particular contest. Like I think that he's going to bring something different.
Yeah.
And it's probably going to push everybody else because they're probably going to start choosing songs that are a little bit more classical,
Yeah.
just to kind of see. Of course, we have the pop music and all the different genres, but it's something about that classic sound that you just can never get rid of.
Well, I wonder if they're going to keep him in that classic lane or they're going to cross him over to contemporary.
Exactly. Like, I want to see what other songs he can sing.
Yeah.
But he made it, so that's all that matters.
Yeah, he's fine. I mean, I don't know what you were doing when you were 14, but I was
singing.
I was a cheerleader. I was running track. I was flirting with
Student
boys. I was on student council. I wasn't on The Voice. So shout out to Preston. You are going to do absolutely amazing. But I want to get into our special segment, which I'm so excited about because I want to know where the contestants are. Where are they now? Take it away, girl.
Where are they now? Listen. Okay, so I got the scoop on our girls Celia and Jacob Maxwell, which was on season 16. They have been killing it since they left.
Yes.
They've been doing a lot of more collaborations together. Here we see a picture of them on Instagram when they did a cover of the song. I think it was like I've Seen a Face. They both did it in, listen guys, they got 1.4K viewers, okay? Actually, no, I'm lying. It wasn't 1.4K. It was actually 1.4 million.
Oh, okay. Well,
So
yeah.
they got 1.4 million, and not even to just mention that, but they're also just came out with the cover today, a new cover called Power Invested in Us. If you guys have not heard that, please download it, because it is a very beautiful song between the two of them. But also Miss Celia, she's also been killing it. She's been having tons of shows. Brooklyn, New York, she's been in the studio. So hats off to Celia Bobini and Jacob Maxwell for doing a good job. So, even though, a lot of times the contestants don't win and, we kind of wonder what's going on with them, I feel like this is definitely pretty much a platform for them to kind of be able to showcase their talent and be able to open up doors to work in other ways. So, hey, we see that after The Voice, they are still doing their thing.
That's awesome. Are they dating?
I don't know. I don't want to start any rumors, so I'm going to say I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. Who knows?
But who knows what? Tell us some news, girl.
Oh, well, let me get into that right now. Yes, we do have some news, and that's that Blake Shelton is really missing Adam Levine. As we've seen, Adam Levine walked away after 16 seasons, leaving Shelton as the last original coach on the NBC singing competition. He's competing this season against Levine's replacement, Gwen Stefani, reigning champ John Legend, and Kelly Clarkson. He said, I'm having what is it when the person gets separated from their kidnapper? I'm having Stockholm Syndrome, Sheldon said Tuesday during the 4th night of the Blind Auditions. But the country crooner doesn't have to miss Levine's disses and sabotaging too much, because Clarkson, as we said, has stepped in and kept the heat on.
Oh, yes.
And she said, I have to fill this seat properly, Clarkson said, referring to Levine's old chair. I feel like Adam's going to definitely make fun of me if I don't go in on Blake. I guess I'll do it. So the American Idol alum sharpened her undermining skills following James Violet's rendition of Harry Styles' Sweet Creature. Clarkson, Shelton, and Stefani all turned, vying to be his coach. Stefani said Violet's voice is soothing, it's emotional, it's relaxed. Sheldon added, your voice can take somebody kind of where they're at, especially us in these chairs. You kind of remove us from this area, he goes on. Clarkson quickly interjects, saying, whoa, you just went like Deliverance. Why are you in the woods with him? What's happening? He's going to be creepy. You should pick me. So
I know. He did say it. I was like, wait, what?
I said, what are
Everybody
you
was
doing?
like, what is he saying? He said, Blake has his foot in his mouth all the time.
Clarkson says, I'm just trying to sabotage you. Clarkson yelled at Shelton. He replied, you sabotaged both of us, talking about Violet, who was 20 years old. Levine would surely be proud of Clarkson's antics. So shout out to Kelly Clarkson for keeping it interesting for us this season.
Love it.
So let's quickly get into our predictions.
AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Shoot us with your predictions,
So
girl.
listen, my predictions, first of all, John Legend, this go round had some of them, most of the contestants. So I think that it's probably going to be a tie. Because at first I was like, maybe Gwen's going to win. But I think this season is going to be a tie between John and Kelly. I like to see who else. Of course, I think we have a couple more blind auditions. But I think that Team and Kelly are probably going to be battling. I don't know. I mean, is John going to go home with the second voice winner?
Hey, I just think that people are really just attracted and want to be on Team John and Team Kelly. So I agree with you. I think this is definitely going to be either a Team John or a Team Kelly. But I also think Team Gwen might have it too, because she's coming out with some hooks.
Yeah, she is. But at the end of the day, I think when it comes to the coaching aspect, I don't know. I feel like John and Kelly kind of hold it down.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
So yeah, my prediction too, I think we're going to have a John or Kelly win this season.
John Kelly.
John and Kelly.
Hey, that's the name.
That's right, John Kelly. All right, guys. Well, we have loved being here with you tonight, but we want to make sure you can follow us on social media so we can talk all things The Voice. So
Yes.
Go ahead, Nima, hit us with your social media.
Listen, catch me on every social media platform, Nima Sky last name with the E.
And you can catch me on Instagram at Rachel Swindler or on Twitter at Rachie Swin. Until next time, AfterBuzzers, we'll see you next week.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.